good morning, and welcome to New Inbox. Today we're gonna look at this. This is the Tyrrell P34. Like you can see, it's really nice. It's a 6-wheel car, driven by the Super Swede. Anyway, the kit number for this one is 84263. Okay, I'm back. So you can see, this is a really nice Formula 1 car from 1977. As you can see, it's a 6-wheel car. That is kind of special, but it wasn't a big success because it's got heavier and things like that because of all the suspension here, and I think was it Goodyear that made the see any commercial for Goodyear? I think it was Goodyear that made the tires, so they had some problems with the 10-inch wheels, and in there it was, I think it was 16, so yeah, something they cannot develop it like they did with the standard size wheels for the Formula 1 cars. As you can see, this is from I think this is from the Monaco Grand Prix in 1977, driven by, as you can see, Ronnie Peterson from Sweden. He's also called the Super Swede. So this is a really sad story about him, because he 1 year later in 1978 in the Monaco, no, not the Monaco, the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, I think he didn't draw the Tyrrell then, he switched back to Lotus, so I think he drove the Lotus 79. Anyway, in that race he crashed, yeah, like they did many times, but he was not a crash, he was unlucky, but later, but I'll tell you. So he crashed his Lotus with because this was just after the start, so he had a full fuel tank, so I think about 250-200 liters or something. So he crashed into in the barriers, or whatever they call the, yeah, you understand. And then he was thrown back, the car was thrown back into the track, and then he was hit by, I think it was 2 or 3 other drivers. So the car burst up in flames, but anyways, some of the drivers, I think. Anyway, his component, James Hunt, sounds British to me, in the McLaren, helped and dragged him out of the car. So he was taken to hospital. So you can think that after a car burst in flames and he was hit 3 times, then he would be dead, but he wasn't dead. But and what I read here and other places was that the fire had, or the burns wasn't too bad, and when they took him to the hospital, they confirmed that he had 27 broken bones in his legs and feet. So that's not good, but you survived that. But unfortunately he didn't, because his thigh bone, you know, the big bone, was also broken. So they fixed many things in the hospital, but that was broken, and inside the bone it's like yeah, you know, the liquid, or not the liquid, but the things inside the bone. It's called, at least the condition he got was, I think, was fat embolism. In a short version, I'm not a doctor, but that was the substance inside that bone got into his blood, and that prevented the blood to take up oxygen or something. So he was brain dead, and his lungs collapsed the next morning. So that was really sad. So it blocks circulation through the lungs and starves his brain from oxygen. Yeah. Even today there is little that can be done after a fat embolism forms, and the risk of an embolism forming is higher the longer the patient is left untreated, and the longer and more complicated their surgery. Yeah. So because they, I don't know how they think, but they think maybe, okay, the big thigh bone, that's, we can fix that later. Anyway, end of that sad story. 1978, the super Swede Ronnie Pettersson died. So I remember him vaguely, you know. Yeah, anyway, that's the story I read here and other places, so if it's not correct, that's, don't blame me. Anyway, like you can see, a six-wheel Formula 1 car from this was first driven in, I think, 1976, and on the, it was some different version with you know, like the motor cover here is different and the spoiler different, at least on the car they drove in Japan, because you can buy that one too in an RC version. Anyway, here you can see the spoiler. This is nice, this is aluminium, and here is the differential, and here are, it's foam tires, kind of hard, but anyway, you can see. I think this one was released in 2012. The kit number, if I'm not mistaken. They have at least 5, 6, 7 different, but some are the Japanese version. Then they have, it's blue, darker, looks like a darker blue with the yellow stripes here, and they have some ready to run versions, and of course a new one in 2019. I think that's the same one as this, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Wow. You look. Yeah. I like it. It's kind of cool. Okay, I can look under that. And here you can see the chassis. The chassis is called the F1036, and of course this one, like I told you, this is the Tyrrell P34. And I read yesterday also that the cars that are saved or not destroyed or crashed or something, at least one of them was at a display in the Tamiya head office in Japan for many years, so that's really nice. And one was in a museum in Japan, and one in Germany, and one in the States, I think, and I think they sold one to like a private collector or something. So I think it's 5 left or something. I think they made 8, but some, yeah, as you can see how this works. Try that. Wow. kind of nice. And suspension here is like the other one, like a mono shock here, and it only flexes on the cutouts here, you know, and on the front it's a few small springs, I think, but anyway. A 540 silver can. It's carbon fiber, man. I know it's fiber reinforced plastic, I think. Still looks good. I like the front steering and suspension. That's a Tamiya servo, and like I told you, aluminium stays for the rear spoiler. On the Japanese version, the spoiler is different because it's not here, but the holders are not a holder, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. So this was the car of the super Swede Ronnie Pettersson. Yeah. That's all for today, guys. See you next time.